Hey guys, welcome back. So I have right here the new Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer and the Cream Blush from Fenty Beauty, and I'm going to be doing a wear test today and let you guys know what I think about the new cream bronzer and cream blush from Fenty Beauty and if I think they're worth it. So what I'm going to do today is apply the bronzer and the cream blush on one side of my face with no foundation, and then on the other side I'm going to use foundation just to see the difference which side lasts the longest, also how they apply. So I really just wanted to try that out because not everybody wears cream products with foundation, and I have oily skin, so this is going to be a pretty good test for oily skin people. So the bronzer is $32 and you get 6.23 grams. The cream blush is $20 and you get significantly less product in the blush, which is 3 grams. As you guys can see the size difference, the blush is a lot smaller than the bronzer. When I got the blush, I was like, what? It is really small. So yeah, I was kind of like disappointed of how small the blush is, and it's $20. So I did already try these out one time just to get a feel on them, and I will show you guys swatches right here of both, how these looked out in natural lighting. The blush is definitely a strawberry color. I do like the packaging. I did have to like layer it a couple times so you guys can see it on camera, the swatch. And then the bronzer is a very warm color, Private Island, and I also had to layer it a little bit on my hand just so you guys can see the shade on camera. Right off the bat, I really like the shade of the bronzer for my skin tone. They did release 7 shades of the bronzer, which is really good. They did release more shades on the blushes. They released 10 shades in the blush. Both of these are vegan and cruelty free, which is a major plus because, as you guys know, I love to review vegan and cruelty free products on this channel. So online it says that these are water resistant, sweat proof, and also they do not give off that greasy feeling or oily finish. I don't really use that many cream products because my skin is oily, so I have to be careful of which cream products I use. So that just got me excited because not all cream products work with my skin. So I've already done my eyes and my brows, but I don't have anything else on my face right now. I've already moisturized. So for primer, I'm going to use the Pro Filter mattifying primer. So this is the primer that I normally use because I have oily skin, and this is in the matte formula. I really enjoy this primer because when I apply it, it doesn't feel too drying, it doesn't feel too matte, but once it dries down, it does dry down matte, but it doesn't make my skin feel dry, which is really good. So I'm gonna apply concealer. I'm using the Beauty Blender concealer because I do need to cover these dark circles. I have been applying concealer before my foundation lately. I'll go ahead and blend that out. So on this side of my face, I'm not gonna apply foundation. I'm only gonna apply a little bit of concealer on any dark spots or scars or any imperfections that I want to cover up. Just blend it out. This side, I am going to apply foundation. I'm just going to use a tiny amount of the Pro Filter foundation. This is in the matte formula, shade 220, and dip it and apply on this side. So what I'm going to do is powder this side just a little bit. I want to see how these products will apply on top of powder a whole lot. I really like this Anastasia powder on a big brush and tapping it on the back of my hand first and then going on to my skin. I'm gonna apply a little more powder under my eyes just to set the concealer because I do have to set my concealer or it will crease. So I'm doing that on both sides. We are ready to apply some bronzer now. So I'm gonna go in with the cream bronzer first. So I am gonna use a brush. You want to use one that is a little bit dense, but it's also really soft. So I'm using this one right here, and I'm just gonna go in to the bronzer, and I'm grabbing a pretty good decent amount on the brush, and then I'm just tapping it on the back of my hand first, and then just applying directly on top. Okay, Okay, I feel like this is a really good color. This is just one layer. I'm gonna go with a little bit more just closer to the ear. Right here. And so far it's applying really nicely over the powder. I don't really see any issues or skipping or any patchiness. I'm gonna apply some right here on my jawline and just dragging it down my neck. It's just a really nice color. The powder bronzer for Fenty Beauty, I actually used the shade Private Island, and then on the cream bronzer I got the shade Macchiato. And then I'm just grabbing a little bit and applying it on the side to contour my nose. It doesn't feel greasy, it doesn't feel sticky at all. I feel like it just dries down and it feels like I have moisturizer on my skin, even though I applied foundation and a little bit of powder on this side to lower the lighting a little bit so you guys can see the bronzer. That looks good. Okay, so on this side I am going to use a beauty sponge because I don't have any foundation on this side and I don't want to use my hands. Here. Wow, that looks freaking flawless. It just looks like my skin. For my nose, I am gonna grab a little bit on my finger, using it right here to contour, and then I am gonna go over it with the beauty sponge. Little shading. I like to do this. Much better. I just love bronzer. Bronzer might be like one of my favorite products. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the blush. This is again in the shade Strawberry Drip. This time I am just gonna use my fingers for the blush. Put both fingers in here, tap it a little bit on the back of my hand, and then just start applying it on my cheeks. I feel like this color is so pretty for the summer. And this one you can really build it up and it's not gonna look too crazy. It is creamy, but it doesn't feel oily. It doesn't feel greasy. It is drying down and it just doesn't feel oily. And just a little bit on the nose, forehead. I like to apply blush here, put it on the nose, right here. And then just go over with the beauty sponge. The color of the blush looks really crazy in person. It looks really bright, but once you apply it on the skin, it does look really sheer. And it is pretty easy to use. It's kind of hard to mess it up. Again, on this side, I am going to use a little bit of powder to set everything. And I'm literally using the tiniest amount of powder. On this side, I'm just leaving it alone. I'm not applying powder, nothing on. Maybe just a little bit, because that would be something I would do like if I'm going to the pool or the beach. Just a little bit of powder because I do get oily. So just a little bit. I'm just going to apply some gloss. Of course, I'm using the Gloss Bomb, and this is the shade Fenty Glow. A little bit of highlighter. So this highlighter I have right here with me. I'm just going to use this one, just a tiny amount. This is the KKW Beauty Tempting Highlighter. A little bit of highlighter. See that? I am literally putting a little bit of highlighter, not a lot. And I like to highlight my nose. I do need a little bit of inner corner highlight, so I'm just going to do that. That looks better. Okay guys, so my skin doesn't feel oily. It feels dry. When I touch my skin, it feels dry, but it does feel hydrated. It just looks natural. It is 5:40 right now. I will come back tonight, let you guys know how it wore on each side of the face, and let you guys know which one I think is worth it. So I will be right back. Hey guys, so I am back and it is now 11:30 p.m. So it's been about 6 hours and I'm actually gonna be getting ready to go to bed. My skin did get oily. I was outside, but it always gets oily. Right now it's just normally oily how it usually gets. I do feel like this side is just a tad bit more oily than this side where I applied the foundation. Also notice that on this side where I didn't apply the foundation, the cream bronzer and blush wore off quicker than this side. I feel like it's still there, like it's wearing off, but it hasn't worn off as much as this side. So I feel like these do wear off a lot faster than powders, because when I did wear these the other day, I also noticed that they did wear off faster than when I wear powder, bronzer, or blush. But I feel like because they're cream products, and if you don't set them or apply too much powder, you can reapply them. So the good thing about not applying any foundation, you can go back with the bronzer and reapply, and it will not mess up your makeup. It'll still look seamless. You can probably use your fingers as well. So I'm using my fingers. The bronzer is back in action. So I feel like it's super easy to reapply the blush as well. I am just gonna pat right here a little bit just to remove a little bit of that excess oil that I have, which I normally blot throughout the day, but I didn't touch up today. So I'm just going back with the blush. I'm gonna blot a little on this side as well. And then I feel like I want to apply it on this side too, just to see. I feel like the formula from this, it won't make it look cakey. Even go with my finger. So I'm just going. Yeah, I think that looks good. I don't feel like it messed up my foundation. I don't see that it's patchy. The formula is very lightweight. It feels really nice on the skin. It doesn't feel drying, but it doesn't feel greasy. You can build it up. It's really easy to use. So I really love the formula. I definitely would recommend the bronzer. I just love this formula so much. I do like the blush, but I just feel like it's not worth the $20 for how much you do get. It's pretty small, and I feel like there's so many cream blushes out there. I know that they don't have like the same formula, but I mean, if you're looking for a good vegan and cruelty-free cream blush, I would recommend it. But I feel like you can find a cream blush anywhere. You can even use lipstick as cream blush. All you have to do is just get the lipstick, apply it on the cheeks, you're good to go. I think bronzer is a little harder because it just depends on the color of your skin tone, and because they did release a bunch of different shades of the bronzer, you could find one that would match your skin tone. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.